What's up, snake fans? Dave Palumbo for Muscles Serpents Daily, and I'm in the snake room here Wednesday night doing some feeding, so I figured, you know what? Let's take a look at some of the pairs that I put together that aren't eaten today, of boas and some carpet pythons to see what we're going to be producing or possibly producing here in 2021. And I know a lot of people are just getting started with their breeding too programs as well. I'm kind of feeling my oats. I'm putting a couple snakes together here and there. I haven't put any ball pythons together really, maybe one or two, but I've been putting the boas together, the ones that I've been thinking about, for a while, the ones that I know are ready, the ones maybe that didn't go last year, and they probably have a higher likelihood of going this year. So I'm pairing those up. So let's take a look. We're going to take a look at that. We're also going to take a look. I found another escapee. another escapee. Matter of fact, two escapees. I found one escapee snake, and then I had released some soft shell albino turtles into my outdoor pond, my mini pond that's in a pool cage, so it's not exposed to the outdoors. But they escaped, and then they went to the big pond. Something, I don't know where they were, but I recaptured one the other day, and then I just found the other one, and it's pretty cool. So I'll show you that as well. Let's go into the snake room. Actually, let's go head out to the pond first, and then we'll head into the snake room. Look who I found. One of my albino soft shell turtles I released into my mini pond. It's not in the mini pond anymore. Look at that guy, basking in the sunlight. Should I leave him? Is he doing well? I don't know. I don't even know how he's gonna ever get back to the water. I think maybe I should take him back and put him in my inside turtle tub with his friend that I recaptured the other day, and maybe let him grow up a little bit. Or maybe he has adapted to this. Maybe he knows exactly what he's doing. He seems to be basking. I don't know how he's gonna find the water though. I mean, think about this. He's got a long way to get all the way to that pond over there. I don't know how he would do it, but you know what? Maybe they know better than we do. He's a little dirty, but he doesn't look too bad. He must be eating something, I guess, right? I just don't know if he's... Oh, look, there's another turtle over there basking. Look at that. I guess this must be the spot that the turtles go. That's the other soft shell turtle that was already in the pond. That's a regular Florida soft shell. This is an albino, obviously. Look at that. How cool is that? Talk about nature finds a way. They know what to do, evidently. Maybe I should just leave him. Maybe he's doing all right. I don't know. Maybe not. He seems to be fine in the sun, all right. Maybe the other guy's showing him how to get to the water when he needs it. I don't know what he's eating, but this one's eating something, so. Wow, that's so cool. Now, there's one more that was in here too. I don't know where he is. He's still alive, but let me take a look at him. Let's take a little inspection. So this was the mini pond that this guy escaped from. I just put him back in there. I'm not gonna leave him there because he obviously has escaped very easily from there. Just putting him in there to hydrate a little bit right now. I don't know if I should leave him in this backyard. This is a pretty big backyard. He's really tiny. Maybe I probably should. I thought he was going to stay in this pond for a little while, and then when he got big enough, I'd release him. But I just don't think he's going to make it if I leave him. Even though he found the sunlight, he's been basking, he's been doing everything he has to, and he's made it 2 weeks already. So he just doesn't look like that vibrant. So I think I'm going to take him back to my house, put him with his friend. And then when he gets a little bigger, I'll come and bring him and I'll release him into the pond enclosure. I think he's just not ready for it yet. Escaped carpet python. I knew he'd show up. Finally got him. These guys, this is the second one that got out. This guy's been on the loose for like a week. He looks like he's been eating better than when he was in his cage. Maybe he's eating, I think he's probably eating like lizards that are, gnolls that are running around my snake room here. Seriously, he looks more well-fed than when I was feeding him. All right, here he is, biting the hell out of me. Really mad that they recaptured him and he's going back in his tub. But really nice looking axanthic head snow, or 66% head snow. I'm glad I got him back. I was upset that I lost him. But when you have a snake room, you make it snake proof. or escape proof, so they may get out of their tubs, but they're not getting out of the room. So I knew we'd find them eventually. It's amazing how these snakes, when they escape in my room, always seem to come back fatter and bigger. Once again, I think they're hunting, especially these carpets, they like to hunt. And I think they're hunting anoles that are just, random anoles that get into my snake room here in Florida. You can't keep those guys out of your house, so they're in here. And I guess this guy's eating because he's looking nice and beefy. All right, boas breeding season has begun. You might have seen I posted a couple pictures on my Instagram, my first locks. This girl is one of my biggest girls. She had the year off. She's ready to go. She is my double het blood boa woman caramel T positive female. She's a big one. She always gives me really nice litters. You've seen my Paradigm blood stuff I produced over the last 4 or 5 years. Every other year I pretty much get a really good litter from her, and I just actually got rid of the last Paradigm blood male just recently. Someone came by and picked it up. This year we're not going to be breeding my Paradigm blood to her. We're going to be breeding my Fire Opal, which is a hypo albino blood with obviously the sharp line. We're going to be producing some Paradigm bloods here, hopefully, from this pairing, and looking forward to that. Obviously, because this girl's a het boa woman caramel, she throws that boa woman caramel. The albino will always throw albino. We're going to get all Paradigm, and then hopefully we can get some Paradigm bloods here. So our odds are really good on the Paradigm bloods. We're not going to get any boa woman caramel bloods in this pairing like we would if we used a Paradigm. So, and that's because, remember, the albino can only throw albino, and the boa woman caramel can only throw the boa woman caramel, so we only can get Paradigms here. Or nothing, or double hets. At least all the hets will be 100% because the male is a double visual. And that's the advantage, of using your double visuals when you're breeding to hets, is that everything's going to be 100% het. So it's a lot easier to sell those because people want 100% if they're going to go buy, to make their own. And that's just the way it goes. So this will be a nice little pairing. And as you can tell, these cages I am purposely not cleaning to the point of perfection because a little bit of smell in here, a little bit of urates is going to, get those pheromones going. Is going to hopefully to get these boas breeding here. Once again, we just started lowering temperatures, and my air conditioning has been not working well here today. So it's gotten a little warmer than normal, but we're starting early. I like to get started early because you never know what happens, and we get a lot of warm weather here in Florida, so I give myself extra time. Now, if we contrast that last pairing with this pairing, this is a hypo blood that's het for sharp albino, and I'm breeding them to a sharp albino het for blood. I've done this pairing before, and I always get really small litters, but I always get really good odds. I always hit albino bloods. This is the pairing that actually produced that Fire Opal that you saw in the previous pairing. So she's hungry though. She's always hungry, but I'm not feeding her anymore. She's done. She's done. Maybe she'll get one more meal, but that's it. Once I pair them up, I stop feeding, for several months really. So she's gonna have to just suck it up, and hopefully she had enough food in her. She looks like she's big enough to me. I'm actually repeat pairing. She actually gave me a little last year, but it was so small that I just felt like it wasn't really stressing her out that much. So I'm gonna try again this year. She may not go, but we'll see. I was gonna breed her to the Fire Opal, which would have given us much better odds, but these two do well together. So, sometimes if you have a pair that's successful and they do well, you're better off sticking with what works. Yeah, I'm not gonna get as many visuals, but everything I will get is 100% het because I'm breeding blood to het blood and sharp to het sharp. So that kind of works out in the long run that way. This was my pairing that I had put on my Instagram. This is my IMG Motley Anery Het Albino. That's Het Call Albino. Bred to my Moonglow, which is a hypo Call Albino that's also Anery. So everything we produce will be anutheristic, 50% of them will be IMG. We always hit good odds with this pairing. This pairing took a long time to produce babies. I gave her off this year because she produced some babies for her first litter the year before. She's a pretty big girl. These IMGs, Colombian IMGs, tend to be really big. She's one of my nicest snakes. Actually, I really like her a lot. And I'm hoping she produces more for me. I actually have one of her babies I held back this year. I actually was going to hold back a couple, and then people just kept offering me money and took them all from me. So, but I actually have one really nice IMG that I held back that's head albino as well, just because I wanted more black snakes. I could have held back a Moonglow IMG, but I wound up selling it just because I said, you know what, I almost like the non-albino version better, just because I wanted some more black snakes in my collection. But this is a good pairing. Once again, they do pretty well together. They were locked up the other day, but you know, it's really early in the season right now, so I really wouldn't, expect to see anything at this point. This cage is very dirty. This is too dirty. We got to do a cage cleaning tomorrow on this one. But yeah, I do like to keep the urates in the cage, and a little bit of urine also tends to be good for pheromones and stuff like that. Sometimes it's even better than some people put like old sheds of other males in there to get them going, but I don't even think you need it. She's a really nice looking snake though. Hopefully she'll produce some beautiful baby IMGs. All right, here's the mama to my snow and Moonglow carpet pythons that I produced over the past couple of years. This girl is rock solid. She's produced a litter for me 4 years going now in a row. The first one was a very small one. That was her first one, but she's consistent and she always feeds and gets up to size, and she always looks really healthy. So I always wind up breeding her again. So this year I'm thinking of putting her back to one of the visual snow, because I'm always producing 66%ers, if I don't hit visuals. And this year I'm like, you know what? I really want to hit some visual stuff. I do have a caramel that's double head snow that went to her last year, and that's how I got the Moonglow. But I am going to forego breeding because I have another female that's going to go for the first time hopefully this year, and that's my let's see if she's in there. There she is. These guys are very food responsive. I just fed today. So she's a caramel double head snow. So we're going to go caramel double head snow to caramel double head snow with the idea of trying to produce the triple recessive full moon, as they call it, full moon glow, which would be a super caramel snow or super caramel albino axanthic. Can we do it? I don't know. Those would be pretty crazy odds, but you never know. I think she's really got some nice size in her. I held her. I could have bred her last year and I didn't purposely. I wanted to have one more year under her belt. All right, this girl is you guys have seen her. I've had her out before. She just ate a lot today, so I want to give her a break. I don't want to take her out. But she's my albino het pied Burmese python. Her and her sister have really put on a lot of size over this last year, and I really think they're going to be up to breeding size. I hope we can produce some pied babies this year. Obviously, Florida Fish and Wildlife have other ideas. They're trying to ban the Burmese pythons for breeding and keeping down here in Florida, despite the fact that we have conditional species licenses in place, and it's U.S. ARC Florida, man. You got to go donate to them. I know a lot of people donate to U.S. ARC, but U.S. ARC Florida, which is a separate entity, which is part of the whole, but you really need to donate to them because they're fighting the fight down here in Florida, and that's going to protect the rights in the rest of the country. Because if Florida falls, everything can fall. And don't think that they won't extend it. They want to ban the Burmese python here, the reticulated python, Indian rock pythons, scrub pythons, tegus, and green iguanas. Believe me, that's a big chunk of the pet trade. And in Florida, we breed everything down here. That's one of the reasons I moved down here, because I wanted to be able to do what I want. New York has got crazy, stupid laws, and they take all your money in taxes. And I really love Florida because they really champion the business owner here. So this girl, I want to be able to breed her. I want to be able to produce pied Burmese pythons and disseminate them throughout the rest of the country to people who want them and collectors who want them. She's gorgeous, this girl. She got great size in her. She's got an awesome temperament. She's not going out into the wild anywhere. You know, I don't know what the problem is. So US ARC Florida's fighting the good fight, and so we got to keep supporting them. They need the money for the lawsuits. It's very expensive. And, you know, I'm going to donate more. As I make more, I give more, because not just because of my own self-interest, but because it's you know, we got to give back. You got to give back to the industry that, you know, has given you the ability to make money and do things that, you know, you love to do, because you don't want people taking away your rights. Trust me. Last little sneak peek. This is my Phoenix, which is a hypo Honduran T positive blood. Okay, all Central American dwarf boa. This is a full-grown female. She's gorgeous. She's got purples in her. This girl's got some crazy, wacky stuff going on. I've produced her, ironically, out of my onyx boa litter, and I didn't even hit any onyx with her. There's no onyx in her. I missed it. I missed the onyx, but I got all the other good stuff. And I'm breeding her actually to a hypo onyx het Honduran T positive het blood het anery type 2. So this is her father, actually. And so we're going to do this breeding. He's in the shed, actually. And because I know he's 100% het for all these genes, and obviously he's got the onyx in him as well. So if we can imagine hitting what we have here and putting onyx into it, you know, that would be amazing. Now, she is also possibly 66% het anery 2. I hope I don't hit the, I almost don't hit, hope I hit the anery 2 gene. I hope she's not het for anery 2. Just because I really want to bring out more and more oranges. I don't want to lose the reds because I put the anery gene in there, but it's a possibility. You never know. So we'll see how this works out. This will be our first breeding. The onyx boas take a long time to grow, and this girl, she's not even onyx, but those Central Americans, you know, you got to wait till they got a couple of years on them, you know, and it took a while. It took 3 years. This is actually pretty young for her. She may not go. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But this is one of the pairings that I'm really looking forward to, just because she's so gorgeous. All right, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. It's a late night, as always. We're going to be heading. I got to head back to my house and get some sleep, shower off. But hey, you know, you got to check out some of my cool breedings that I'm going to be doing this year in 2020. Heading into the 2021 breeding season. I got wildlife behind me. Who knows? An alligator can come up behind me if I don't watch out. I'm outside here. But the bottom line is that, you know, one of the messages I want to really drive home is US ARC Florida. Go to their Facebook page, click on the link, donate money. Guys, look, I know everyone out there has got $5-10 in their wallet. Even if you have one snake, donate, because you know what? You're supporting a good cause. These guys they're spending a fortune on lawyers. Lawyers are really expensive, but you got to have the best lawyers if you want to battle and really, you know, fight new legislation, because otherwise Florida will come in, Florida Fish and Wildlife, they'll make rules and that may not be fair, you know, and we need to fight these laws, and we need to have them show us the evidence, and we need to be able to, you know, show them the fact that there is a good system in place. We have a conditional species, you know, situation where you have to apply, they come and inspect your facility. There's a lot of checks and balances here. It works. Why they would want to ban all these animals, I don't know, but I'm sure there's animal rights people behind all this stuff doing it. But we got to stop that, because we want to be able to have our freedom to breed the snakes that we want and sell them in a responsible way. And we need to have a system in place that can check and balance that, and they have that. We don't. If I'm telling you, if Florida starts falling and we start losing, you know, the ability to keep certain snakes, it will spread throughout the country. So, guys, if you're watching this, just go donate what you can. If you're a big breeder and you have more, donate more. Hey, it's a tax write-off. It's a donation, but it's a great cause. Remember, when you give back, you get back tenfold. I can tell you, I've lived a lot of life, and I can tell you those lessons are absolutely true. All right, I hope you're having a good week. Remember, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit the like button. We'll see you back tomorrow morning.